This is a special segment from Alexis and Crystal.
Welcome, and tonight's topic we are talking about teen pregnancy. Now to get us started, we have some reports from the CDC for the year 2010, some teen pregnancy reports. We're going to start off with the state of North Carolina. For every 1,000 girls, 38.3 girls are pregnant. And then also in Indiana, for every 1,000 girls, 37.3 girls are pregnant. Now both of these states only have abstinent-only programs in their sex education for middle school and for high school. These ages are 15 to 19, so depending on the ages, you're either in middle school or in high school. Abstinent-only is what it states, abstinence-only. There's no education about contraception uses, there's no education about condoms, there's no education about STDs and the knowledge of actually how they happened and how they can be prevented.
Way to go, guys.
And then, and next up we have the state of Tennessee. Tennessee, for every 1,000 girls, 43.2 girls are pregnant. Now Tennessee has a little bit of a different sexual education program going in their high schools. Now it's not mandatory by law for those high schools or middle schools to even teach sexual education within the schools, but if it is, they do require it to be highly stressed in the abstinent-only department. Again, only talking about abstinence, only talking about waiting until marriage, only talking about, you know, keeping those legs shut, ladies. So then, our next up state is the state of West Virginia. Now, for per 1,000 girls, they have a whopping 44.8 girls that are pregnant.
Fucking West Virginia.
Definitely the highest on the states that I have talked about earlier. So West Virginia is definitely one of those states that's out there. They actually don't have a law that requires sexual programs to be taught in middle school or high schools, but also, if it is taught, they're not even regulating what is taught inside these high schools or middle schools, depending on where you're at when you're the age of 15. So we have our guest here, Crystal. She's going to go ahead and fill us in on some knowledge.
Okay, so some examples of the states that Alexis has mentioned are Janelle. She's age 17 when she got pregnant, and she's from North Carolina. Amber was age 19 when she got pregnant, and she's from Indiana. Leah was age 18, and she was from West Virginia. And Macy was age 17, and she was from Tennessee. Now, some of these names may sound familiar to you. Well, they are, because they're from the hit TV show Teen Moms. All these teens are single parents with little or no help from the fathers at all. So obviously you can tell from the programs that are implemented or not implemented, they're not very productive at all. Back to you.
So I think we can agree that when the proper knowledge isn't even given at the middle school, high school level, the chances of the teen girl population rate completely increases by a lot, and so that affects a woman's standpoint on these teen pregnancy rates, because we should be knowledgeable about what's going on with sex. We should know how to use a condom, and we should know about all these STDs that are out there. But if we can't even have some of these states teach our girls like the actual proper knowledge on what actually happens, then what are you gonna do? So Crystal, why don't you tell us about your sexual education?
So my sex ed was traumatizing, to say the least. I remember 8th grade, I went to a Catholic school, and so the nuns were fortunate enough to teach us. And it was strictly abstinence only. I remember the nun bringing out a picture of an enlarged condom, and it had like holes the size of a balloon. And she told us that STDs, AIDS, and semen are transferred through these holes, and they are the size of a pin needle. So you are almost 100% sure to get pregnant, end up with an STD, AIDS, and die from having sex. So they strongly suggested abstinence. Well, they basically pushed us for abstinence and told us that we shouldn't even touch a boy, shouldn't even think of a boy, and should wait until marriage or save yourself for God.
Such sweethearts, those nuns. And in case you didn't go to Catholic school, that message is brought to you by Mean Girls.
So, to wrap things up, I think it's safe to say, one, our young girls do need the proper knowledge. Just by what all these states are saying. We need our young girls to know how a condom is being used properly so that teen pregnancy rates can actually decrease. And though they are, but these states that we've just talked about and mentioned, they're not. So, thank you for joining in tonight, and girls, just learn how to use a condom.
Safe sex.
Available at a Target near you.